Request accepted. Your docking computer has assumed control.
Okay, we are live. Let me get the music going. Cool. It's running.
Landing gear deployed.
Well, as you can probably guess if you're seeing this, I'm unloading material from my carrier to a new construction. Now, this is almost the last. It's the last new construction I have to do this week. I have one more to do next week, and that's it. I am done with new constructions for a while. It's going to be time to just flush out some of these older ones.
Vessel has departed the no fire zone. This is Control, signing off.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
The fact that they fixed the cargo bug is so awesome. To me, that was like the worst bug in the game. Honestly, because I use it so frequently.
07 Atlas, what are you up
Hey,
to
Dan.
today? Said Dan Debelis.
I am finishing up the building of a...
Still mining.
Nope,
Said
not
Dan
mining.
Debelis.
Finishing up a colonization. Well, I could be mining. I mean, it's hard to not be mining given how much money you can make. But I need to finish this right now. I think I've only got a couple days left on this. Let me check. So this is right here. And if we go to that mode, and then go to here. 1 day, 1 minute. Yeah, it is literally due in 1 day, so we're gonna finish it right now. The actual strategery actually happens after this is done, when I'm going to take a look at the system and figure out what is going to be my next step, where are the priorities for putting buildings down, etc.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
But as you can see, we're almost done. A little bit left to go,
Retracted.
and it's literally just one material.
Well, I finally caved and joined the Evil Witches faction for the event rewards. Her perk is a pulse laser distributor. Worthless, haha, said Mac.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
You joined the actual faction, or you just joined her side of the community goal? Because you don't need to join her to do the community goal. And the main difference is you get 2 instead of 1 of the abrasion blasters. As her side versus the other side. What the hell, man? Did I not have?
Yeah, I was
Apparently
scammed,
not.
said Mac.
You were scammed? You mean like you were actually joined her? Yeah, don't do that. Grom is way better.
Should have stayed neutral, said Mac.
Well, I don't know about that. You should have joined Grom, but a lot of people that are in other factions and in Grom, in fact, are doing her community goal, which is actually kind of funny because the community goal's whole purpose was to transfer that system that everybody's delivering stuff
Haha,
to
said
her.
Mac.
But there's more than one way to get a system, and mining is certainly one of them. But all the mining in the world isn't matching up to the actual combat activities that Grom is doing, or players that are pledged to Grom. And so she will win the community goal, but lose the system the same day. Kind of ironic. So right now, Grom's got twice as many military points as she does. And by the way, unlike in the past, you can join and leave factions with no penalties right now. No penalties meaning no one's going to chase you and try and kill you. There's no time delay that you have to wait until you join a different faction.
Interesting.
That used to be the
I have
case
a
in the
lot
past.
to learn about power play, said
Yeah, there is
Mac.
quite a bit there. I've got a few videos on it, but it's very intricate. You can either go very deep or you can stay shallow. You could do either or. I'm kind of in the middle. I played with guys that go very deep for a while, and most of the time I'm not going very deep in power play. So how much more we got? 3,000 more.
Cargo hold at maximum
All right.
capacity.
Ah, shit. Hit the wrong button. Damn it. The system colonization ship
Landing gear retracted.
is
Release. Launch is go.
200 and, I don't know, 20,800 kilometers away. Damn close. Okay.
Frameshift drive charging.
Speed restrictions have been lifted.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Make sure this is on this time around.
Warning. Frameshift drive operating non-safety limits. Docking request granted.
This is a high metal content world, so I should be able to extract out all kinds of materials and then put down
Landing
a
gear deployed.
what do you call it? Refinery hubs to be able to sell the material at the station. But again, this is all stuff for the future because right now I'm just trying to finish the first station, as it were.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
$23.99. So
Landing gear retracted. Ship
basically
released.
3 loads,
Engines
maybe 4
engaged.
loads, but basically 3 loads will get the vast majority of the materials there. I think this turned out pretty good where I, instead of trying to place the carrier on the same planet as the building platform and then have them have a risk of being behind the planet, I actually put them on the planet and the moon next to each other
Drive charging.
so that they seem to always be visible to each other, which is very nice.
3, 2, 1. Engage.
Yeah, as far as power play, so the fact that you joined her, Mac, for the event is fine. Hopefully you brought enough at least 500, preferably about 1,000 platinum to her to ensure that you get into the top 75% for sure, maybe even top 50. Get a little more money. And then once the event's over, you can go ahead and leave her and then join Grom, who's a much better, and I say this objectively, not just because I'm in Grom, but Grom is a better power play person because you get more rewards from him.
Comms established. Hello, Commander.
But they make that pretty easy to do. The only thing you don't want to do is do a bunch of power play stuff for the person you're going to leave.
Clearance granted. Move directly to your landing pad. Request accepted. Your docking computer has assumed control.
Yo, docking computer.
Landing gear deployed.
Contact confirmed. Enjoy your stay. We've got you, Commander.
Put it up on the old titanium.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Clamps have released.
Taking
You have
damage.
liftoff.
Frameshift drive charging.
Ship is clear. Good luck, Commander.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Warning. Frameshift drive operating beyond safety limits.
Join out. Freaking turn on CPUs. I don't know how I forget to do that every other time.
Docking
You'd
request.
think I'd be used to it.
Are we getting the follow-up to the definitive guide to materials with the other two types? Looking forward to it. Especially
I
the
probably
dated one.
I probably should
Said,
do that.
not
I will
government.
say the manufactured materials really hasn't changed since my last guide, which I did about 6 months ago. It's pretty much still that same process as the old one. In fact, the good news is with so many new systems that popped up out of colonization, the number of systems that you should be able to find for manufactured material mining or farming is even higher. So there should be more opportunities for getting manufactured now than ever. But it probably wouldn't hurt for me to go through and get that updated. And as far as the what's the other type? Oh, I can't remember the other type. The one that you scanned for. You know, that's always been the trickiest one to do, more so than the raw, because there are fewer places to go where you can specifically farm it, where Jameson's dead ship is one of them, and there's a couple others, but they really have not made that much easier than it used to be. But yeah, I'll take your suggestion. So I have to start thinking about when to do that. Colonization just kind of, you know, made everybody, including me, just forget about engineering and everything else for a while. So I'm kind of happy that they did the mining related community goal, because it reminded me how much I used to enjoy mining, which I really haven't done recently.
Excellent.
Until, you know.
Said, not governor.
Yep. And if you don't see it in about a month, then remind me. But it's not a super rush, but I think it probably is a good idea to get cranked out.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
The Empire grind in super boring trying to get the cutter. Missions are all over the place
Yeah.
now instead of back and forth between those two systems. Hate it.
Yeah, it sucks.
Said, not
Unfortunately,
governor.
the guys doing colonization kind of ruined it.
Comms established. Hello, Commander.
Although you could argue that they actually made it
Commander.
exactly the way that the game company intended, which they weren't intending it just to sit in two systems going back and forth. All of these grinds were supposed to be more organic, to where you're going all over the map and doing missions. But I know exactly what you mean. Obviously, for those of us that did them earlier, it took about a day, about 6 hours, I think, to get the cutter. Now, obviously, it's taking longer. Although I did have a couple of people tell me that they were able to do it in about 8 hours. So, longer, but not like hugely longer. But probably had less fun doing it. And don't forget to donate money, because that's another great way to get that status, is by donating money. I think the last character I did it for, I donated about 500 million worth, and that really helped and made the process shorter.
Hi,
Corvus.
Atlas Rand. Calling commodities.
You're still back
That's
in black?
what I'm gonna
I assume?
do when I get back into my system. Said. Kunder Corvuscurix Nevermore.
Hopefully you've been
Yeah,
enjoying flying
the
around,
process is
doing scans.
exactly the pinnacle of fun and engaging gameplay. Said. Not governor.
Yeah, I agree. But again, I think their intent was that
Got you, Commander.
getting to that rank should not be something that only takes 1 day to do. Like, we figured out a workaround to make it super fast. They did not intend it to be done that quickly. So that's the thing you always have to remember, is that when the game comes out with some new feature, whether it's colonization or something else, they may have certain ideas about how long things take. In fact, I'll give you an example. So when Power Play 2.0 came out, and they had now 100 levels where you could have to do various things to get them unlocked. Basically, it takes 100 level, or sorry, it took 100 levels to get to the final unlock of everything, right?
Yes.
Their intent on that
Still
was
out in the black. I'm headed back and I think I'm like 30 jumps
okay.
away.
Well, it's not that far.
Said,
Their intent was very much
Therefore
that
the
this should
Sturks
be a
never more.
multi-month process for people. It should take somewhere between
Fair.
3 and 6 months to
Said,
get to level 100,
Not governor.
right? And then yours truly here, me, I got to level 100 in 3 days. And I posted videos telling other people how to do it super fast. And within 48 hours of my video being out, the that particular way of doing it was nerfed. So I literally had like 5 or 6 videos that were all accurate and true when I made them, that after 48 hours got people commenting, oh, this doesn't work. Well, yeah, they nerfed it after I showed how to do it. In fact, some people said quit putting out videos because you're telling them what to nerf. But I knew, even though it took me 3 days to get to level 100, and I checked with all the different factions. I was the first guy to do it out of everybody in the game. But even still, while doing it that quickly, I knew that was not what they intended. They did not want people finishing it in the first week. They wanted to stretch it out and have people take a nice long time. And incidentally, I didn't do it by storing up a bunch of data from exploration like some people did, or having like 20 billion worth of xenoscans sitting there and having not ever been turned in. I actually did it using rare goods, and so I was buying them after the event started, or after they released PowerPoint 2.0, Power Play 2.0, and did I forget to freaking? Yep, I did. So everything was totally legit, so I didn't lose anything. Like some people lost their progress because when the nerf hammer hit, the game company decided they had used a cheaty way to do it. I didn't lose anything. I stayed at level 100, but they clearly didn't want other people doing the same thing. So I get it. There's intent, and then there's gaming the system and figuring out a quick way to do it. And what we're kind of complaining about with the Empire taking longer now to get that rank, I think, is just forgetting the fact that they never intended you to do it in 1 day. Like, by the time you were able to unlock, whether it was the cutter or the Corvette, you should have been playing the game and doing activities that would get you there for months, not just weeks. But the only way that it kind of sucks now that it's not fair is that many of us were able to do it much quicker. But also keep in mind that on my first character, it did take me several months to unlock the Empire Standing to get a cutter, because I did that like 8 years ago, whatever it was, 7 years ago, whenever they came out with that system. So there was no shortcut previously. And then the shortcut popped up and everybody started using the shortcut method, doing it very quickly, which I did for 2 other characters. But my original character took forever. Same thing with the carrier. Like, making the money for the carrier, I did that mining low temperature diamonds, and that took me months. Like, I was saving up to buy a carrier for probably 2.5, if not 3 months before the carriers came out, so I could do it on the first day. and I couldn't because I was short by about 300 million. So I had to do it the first week, but I couldn't do it on the first day like a lot of people because I had like 4.7 million. I didn't think the carrier would be 5 or billion. I didn't think the carrier would be 5 billion. I thought it'd be like 4 billion. So I thought I had enough, but I didn't. All right, 2 more loads, I think. Yeah, 1 full load and a little tiny half load.
Landing gear retracted.
So almost done on this thing.
Engines engaged.
Awesome.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. I just threw a new poll up, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, you should see the poll pop up. Curious to see how many people have played X4. I just started getting into it about a week ago. I've been watching a ton of videos by other people, and then playing for a few hours a day every day. Trying to play often, but not so long as I'm getting frustrated with stuff. 'Cause you know the on-ramp to any of these space games is like super long. It takes you forever to figure things out, and then eventually you find somebody who made a video that is very concise and shows all the details, and you go, oh, well, that's not hard at all. Oh, I wish I knew that.
Hey,
I could have figured it out.
Said Knox.
Hey, Knox.
Landing gear deployed. Landing gear retracted.
Okay.
Landing complete. Ship is secure.
Got a little bit of stuff left over, but it'll get used up in the next one. Oh, sure.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty close here.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship departing. Maintain a controlled speed until clear.
I looked forward to the sim part, but the flight module not being full 36 degrees really harshed it for me. I love flying and the other space games are better for it. Said, not governor.
When did you play it? It's definitely 6 degrees right now.
In fact, that's one of the things that I kind of like about it is that I'm using the same HOTAS or HOSAS that I am for this game. So all the ship control is with the throttle, or the throttle. All the ship control is with stick and stick. Okay, get that super cruise on there. The graphics are, they're pretty, but they feel like they're a little more even dated than this game, and this game is definitely more dated than Star Citizen.
A month ago, it tries to pull you back to the universe having an up said.
Oh
Not
yeah,
governor.
that's the first thing you can turn off, and especially if you're using sticks. You get rid of the up and down thing. It does have a that concept, I guess, but technically, so does this game, and so does reality, because you can see what the plane of the galaxy is based on its rotation, and you can even see it here by the density of the stars. So if we go out here, we turn on all stars, right? And we zoom way the heck out. You can see that most stars, we'll just go flat right here. Most stars are pretty damn close to the plane, and they go up a little bit and they go down a little bit, but it's not like you can go straight down like this, you know, very far, more than 1,000 light years before you run out of stars. So I guess I'm not too down on that game having an up and down, although you can turn that off right away as well. Alright, one more load to go. $99. Now, I will say that I have tried it twice before, once about 6 months ago, and once about 3 months ago. And I started doing the tutorials, and I couldn't really get past it. Meaning, I just kind of got bored without getting to any of the... Oh, did I not select? No, I didn't select it. Damn it. Without really getting to the fun parts of the game. Like the money-making parts of the games. Like, okay, I'm doing the tutorial, I see what they want me to do. I don't get it after this. Now, it also is interesting in the way they deal with...
I misremember then. I remember being frustrated by not being able to roll the ship or something. Said. Not governor.
If you're playing with a mouse and keyboard, then rolling is turned off by default. If you're playing with sticks, then you've got full control.
State got bored fast.
Yeah. And that happened
Not
twice
governor.
for me. But I got over the hump this time. And I think the trick for me, at least, was watching about a 1-to-1 ratio of videos. So if I'm going to play for 3 hours, I'm going to watch about 3 hours of videos about the game. And they're not necessarily about that one particular specific topic. I think it was more just sort of show me what people are doing in the game. Show me what's possible. And one area that I haven't even started yet, but I'm really looking forward to, is base building. Which is ironic because I'm doing colonization here in this game right now. But I think I've spent about 30 hours in X4
I'm
now.
hostess. I lit again though.
Yeah.
Said. Not governor.
Yeah, and you know, there's no timeline on it, right? Because the game's been out forever, and it's not going anywhere. The thing that I thought it'd be worth playing it was because it is single player, which means I can play it on an airplane if I'm traveling and I've got some travel coming up, or being in a location where the cell phone coverage is crappy. These are all good reasons to have something else that's space related, because I like space, that I can play.
Clearance granted. Move directly to your landing pad. Request accepted. Your docking computer has assumed control.
And the fact that you can pause the game and not have all kinds of events happening to you. Although I did get blown up when I just walked away from the keyboard to get my mail and stuff. I came back and I was dead. But if you just hit the escape key, then it just pauses the game, which is another nice element of a single player game you don't have in multiplayers like this one. But I don't know. I started saying they also have this sort of a partial interiors thing happening where ships do have the inside cabins and you can walk around them, and you get into ships by either walking upstairs or taking an elevator. But it's not a whole lot more of an interior than these ships already have modeled. You know, like if you look at the models. Whoop. That one. Let's do this. No, let's do this. And then, yeah. So if you look at this interior, like there is enough interior here already. Oh, cool. Yeah, you can see my head moving around here. There is enough interior here already that you could have made that door back there open up to an elevator and then have the elevator pop you out at the stairs coming into the ship instead of just randomly on the ground next to you. And that's what they do in that game, which I think is a good way to kind of halfway do it. You're not doing it like Star Citizen where the interior is fully part of the ship and every part of it you can walk through. It's closer, I guess, to Starfield, where the ship interiors are there, but also you're generally not walking through them. You're sitting inside the pilot seat. All right, let's get that last little chunk. And we need 47. Gonna have a tiny little amount left over. The only thing about this location is it's not a particularly pretty planet, though it does have greenery, which I think is interesting because I think it's just a high metal world. I don't think it's a terraformable world, but it does seem to look like there's splotches of green on there. So I think when I'm done with my first playthrough of that game, I will probably make a introduction to X4 video as I start my second playthrough, and just do it in the same style that I've been doing. In the same style that I've been doing the videos for this game. You know, something super short, like an hour and a half long video. But the one thing I'll tell you what, in that game that I finally got going is having a fleet of ships doing remote mining and then going and selling the material that they're mining.
Found a starport, a player name.
That
Our
is pretty fun.
elevators won't kill you. Shared it on my store citizen groups.
That's hilarious.
Shots fired.
Oh yeah,
He
big time. I love that.
said,
That is great.
Not governor.
The elevators won't kill you. Yep. Yeah, and then you can make another station, call it You Won't Fall Through This Station. From what I've seen, there's still new ships getting released in Star Citizen. I'll probably be back in Star Citizen next week because I've been talking to Ricardo Gaming, and we went there about 6 months ago to take a look, see what's new, and we're gonna go back in and take a look again. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot new, but some for sure. But it really
He
feels like they're
said,
focusing
not
on
governor.
PvP play. Like a lot of their content is meant for PvP. That's what it feels like. And I'm a lot more of a PvE player. I like cooperative PvE. You got like the humans versus the robots. I like solo. I like a little bit of PvP, but that should be by mutual consent. Not just automatically you can get ganked anywhere you fly.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
Alright, let's finish this puppy up. See what we get out of it. There we go. Let's go and fly to it.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Is that it? It's got to be it, right? Yeah.
Landing gear retracted.
I have a lot of time and dollar in the game. If you go play, maybe let me know and I'll join you. I've been on a break for about 6 months because it was such an enraging slog.
Oh yeah.
Said,
Yeah, I'm right there
not
in the same
governor.
opinion. So it's probably going to be either next Friday or next Saturday. I need to confirm with Ricardo when he wants to do it. And he usually streams Fridays and Saturdays. And then make sure you're in my Discord because I will post in my Discord. Oh, I can't land us here. Oh, shit. I can't land it here. God damn it. I forgot. This is small outpost we just finished. Oh, well. Darn depot.
Docking request denied.
Yeah. No pad large enough. What if I just float? That's the other thing. Like in X4 now, I'm used to just being able to get out of the ship and use my jetpack. Oh, look at that. Colonization ship will be departing in 12 minutes. That's cool because they've been leaving them in the system before for long periods of time. Looks like finally they're departing them. That's good. That is good. Okay, so let's go back here.
Frameshift drive charging.
I should send a message to him before I forget and see which day who wants to do it. So this is probably one I should build out a little more because this has the big station. Although it's on a nice planet, but I still should be able to dump a whole bunch of refinery things on there. Refinery doodads, I think, is the technical term. Got lots of places to go with that one. How about this one? Let's see. What is the... Oh, this was down here. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to be building these out, obviously. Closer to the initial star. And oh, none of these is far. 45 light seconds, 600 light seconds. It's a very compact system. Lots of opportunities there.
Morning, said.
Hey,
Tortoise.
morning, Taurus. It's very early in the morning for you. What are you on 6 a.m.? Got done building another system, initial station. Now I'm looking at my other ones that I need to develop yet. That one has a small... That's another ice.
Nearly 9 a.m.
Oh,
said
9, really? Okay.
Tortoise.
So you're further towards the international date line than I expected. Icy, rocky ice world. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what I build on that one. And then what else? This one. I think this is the original one. We have a bunch of stuff, but none of it works very well. It's an almost fully built out system though. All the planets are taken except for these two. A bunch of stuff floating around here. I need to finish a ice station and a T3. But nothing's in the right positions here. So my 2 stations that are operational are above planets that have nothing.
Yes,
This
East
asteroid
Coast,
base
said
basically
Tortoise.
has nothing. East Coast, yeah. So it's a almost full system that just doesn't have anything. This is what happens when they don't give you instructions and don't tell you what to do, and you just go and do it. But, you know, I'm going to have 3 large bases in the system that are ready to put down. You got a population of 18 million before I finish the T3 and the T2. So this will be a very busy system. So, got plenty of work to do for colonization without starting any more systems. Alright, carrier, you are allowed to jump out of here now. In fact, why don't we jump and maybe do a little more mining or something. So you can see this is the bubble. with all this stuff. And I've got some systems that are out far away here from the bubble. And this is the mining location for the contest. So, where were we mining first? There was a system that wasn't too far from this location where there was okay mining. I can't remember what it was called. It wasn't like great, but it wasn't too bad. I might need to look it up. So it's platinum near LP blah blah blah. To So we're looking for hotspots, pristine, and next to that system right there. No, next to this system right here. And it's only for platinum. Oh. Well, hey, none of you guys remember that system, right? Oh, that's Delcar. I found it. Yeah. It's not as good, I don't think, as the system I usually go to, which is something Centauri. Down here, or no, sorry, it's Omicron Capricorni B. That's the one I usually go to. I think that has the best mining of all. But this is supposed to be not bad. I mean, I mined it the other day. It wasn't too bad. And it's within one jump. So let's see if I can set a carrier there. Probably not. Nope. No free spots, of course. Of course. Try and find something next to it then. How about that one right there? Okay, that'll work. So that's halfway between the thing and the thing, and a deal.
And let's see how long is the estimate for when the contest ends for community goal. Estimate is in 2 days, 8 hours. It will be done. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So that's where I'm going to jump to. 15 months. Good. Get in the Platinum Cutter. Actually, you know what, guys? This is actually a good time for me to get food, so I'll probably jump on later tonight and then do some mining. But I wanted to make sure I knocked out the remainder of the stuff I needed for the station because it's done tomorrow. We got that done, so that's good. And yeah, I'm gonna get some food and then I'll probably start mining in a few hours later tonight.